Welcome to Men of Order. Here's tonight's problem in one sentence. Everything feels urgent. You're living in firefighting mode. If that's you, type fire in the chat. You wake up and you already feel behind. You open your phone and it's needs. You get pulled into other people's problems. And by the end of the day, you think, I did a lot, but I didn't lead my life. And the dangerous part is you start thinking, I guess this is just adulthood. This is just how life is supposed to be. But here's my promise for you tonight. By the end of this session, you're going to leave with a simple way to run your week so urgent stops running your life. You'll know exactly what to do when the day gets loud. You'll know what to say yes to. You'll know what to say not now to. And you'll feel lighter this week. If you want that, type me in the chat. I'm going to bring men on camera tonight and help you take your next step in real time. I'm going to put the link in the comments right now. I'm sharing it very early, so you got time to set up. Camera on, sit somewhere quiet, and come ready for us to set your life in order. And let me say this right away. We're going to have a real conversation so that we can have real results. Are y'all ready for that? Let's hop in. Here's the outcome for tonight. Tonight, you'll leave with three things. But this is what I need y'all to understand. Urgent stops running your day. This is the outcome that you're going to get from today's session. And you're going to leave with three things. You're going to leave with a priority filter that you can use in 60 seconds. You're going to leave with decision rules so you can stop redeciding all day. You're making too many decisions. It's throwing your life off track. You're also going to leave this session with a not now list so that you can say no to things without guilt. And when you do that, urgent loses power because urgent is not always real. Urgent is often just loud. There's a difference. Guys, if you do what I'm about to show you on tonight's session, you're going to feel a difference in your life this week. Type ready if you're ready to get started. Here's the root of the problem. Why does everything feel urgent in your life? Usually it's not because your life is too big. It's because your week has no rules. When a man has no rules, he becomes available to everything. And availability creates fake emergencies. I'm going to give you the main roots of the problem. Here they are. Root number one, no decision rules. You decide everything in the moment. Here's what you're doing. You start your day with good intentions, but then that first text hits, and then the email, and then you have a, I need you real quick request. And then you hop on a meeting, and then you see another message. And before you know it, you've spent your entire day making small decisions that don't move your life forward. But while you're in the midst of the day, here's what you're thinking. Man, I gotta handle this right now. It's urgent. Man, if I don't respond to this message, I'll look bad. You know what? I gotta do this. I'll just get around to my stuff later. And then you sacrifice. And here's what that costs you: you burn out your best brain on small problems. You take the highlight of your day and you waste it. You get home mentally empty. Your family gets a tired man. Your children get a distracted man. And if nothing changes, tomorrow will look the same as today. Next week will look the same as this week. And you'll stay busy forever. You will still feel behind. If that's you, type rules, guys. Be honest, because we're going to change that in tonight's session. The second root of the problem is that there is no priority filter in your life. Because you don't have a priority filter, loud and important get treated the same. Guys, I need you to hear something very important. There's a difference between loud and important. There's a difference between urgent and important. If you're not careful, many unimportant things can cry like a baby. And the things that are the loudest gets your attention. But here's the thing: not everything that begs for your attention is worth your time. Not everything that cries out to you is worth your energy. A lot of times as men, we make bad decisions, giving our time and energy to the things that speak the loudest to us. Sometimes the loudest things are the most tempting. You got to understand the difference between what is important and what is loud. The reason why you don't understand the difference right now is because you have no priority filter. So if everything is loud, you think everything is important. Everything matters when it doesn't. Here's what you're doing: you treat every request like it has the exact same weight. A real emergency and a light convenience get the exact same response from you. You jump at everything. And while you're doing it, you're thinking, man, if I could just clear the noise, then I'll have peace. If I could just nip this one thing in the bud, then my problems will go away. You know what? I'll just keep everybody else happy, and then the pressure will stop. That costs you. It costs you your life, your life's goals, because those life goals that are important, it gets pushed to the side. All of the time that you had to focus on your life goals is now going to unimportant things, but it's loud. It's grabbed your attention, and you have nothing to stop that from happening. The important work in your life gets pushed to nights and weekends. So, what gets the prime of your day? The things that really don't make the most difference at the end of the day. And then you begin to resent your own life. You start getting mad at yourself and at other people based on how you decided to live your life. Based on you not having any priority filter, you start to get upset at life. And if nothing changes, guys, you'll keep becoming a tool for other people's plans. Other people will use you as their footstool. They know anytime they call you, you'll answer and you'll jump to whatever their problem is. They know they don't even have to figure out their own life's problems because you got it covered. You keep becoming a toy in somebody else's game, but you call it responsibility. Type me if you feel that. As men, we carry the weight of everybody else's problems on our shoulders. And we think we're being responsible. This is just what men are supposed to do. Take on this person's problem, that person's problem. Half these people don't even have your best interests at heart. They care nothing at all about your life and your goals. But for some reason, when you give the best of your time, money, and energy to their every problem, you think that you're being a responsible man. No, you're actually being a fool. I hate to say it. You're being a fool because you have no priorities that are running your life. You're letting other people prioritize. And every time you let other people prioritize your life, you always put your goals down the toilet. Guys, I want you to understand something. The reason why everything feels urgent in your life is because you don't have a not now list. You don't have anything to put off the things that doesn't really matter. So you know what happens? You open up the door to old decisions. Y'all thought I'm only talking about other people's thoughts and ideas. No, I'm talking about yours too. When you don't have a not now list, you invite all of the old dormant thoughts to come back up in your life. So here's what you do. You keep revisiting the same choices. Here's what it sounds like. Man, should I start that business again? Should I launch that product? Should I fix the budget? Should I apply for that job? Should I have that talk with my wife? Should I this? Should I that? You got a million different thoughts running through your head. But what does it matter if you can't take action on any of them? See, guys, the reason why this is a problem is because you think about it, but you don't decide. It just runs through your mind, and then you think about it next week and the next week and the next week, and all you're doing is thinking, but you're not doing. What you're thinking is, you know what? I know I got this I need to work on. I'm waiting for the right time. You know what? I know I got that I'm thinking about starting up, but I'll just wait for life to calm down. You know what? I should be doing this, but I'll do it after things slow down at work. You're thinking, and it comes with a cost. It costs you mental weight. The very thing you should be putting your mind to, your mind is in another place. And you carry all of these open loops in your head. And as a result, you never feel done. No matter how hard you work, it feels like it's never enough. Why? Because you don't have the right systems in place. You don't have a not now list. So you keep reopening old decisions. Guys, I need y'all to understand something. This is very, very important. I need y'all locked in right now. Leave me a comment to let me know that you're locked into what I'm saying right now. Just type lock in. I need you to understand what happens when you're in this space. This is very dangerous. If you don't decide to change your way of thinking right now and you stay stuck in this same place, you're going to live the rest of your life in a loop. You're going to go through your life having the same ideas, the same stress, the same delayed dreams and legacy. All because you don't have a not now list. I see you, Brother Brandon. I see that you're locked in. I see you, Brother Frederick. I see that you're locked in. I'm telling you, You brothers, God has great things that he's going to use you to do. But what gets in our way is not having the right order in place. See, as men of order, we understand you don't just need a to-do list, you need a not-do list. You need a not now list. When you don't have a not now list, everything feels urgent. And when everything feels urgent, guys, you know what happens? Your brain starts getting high off urgency. I know you think that sounds crazy. You think, hey, high, we ain't doing no drugs. Oh, yes, urgency is a drug. Your brain releases dopamine when you feel like you're working on something that's putting out a fire. Every time you put out a fire, it feels like progress. But was the fire that you put out important? See, I think what weighs down a lot of men is they're so busy chasing urgency, they don't see the trap. You're just like a rat running to a trap and it comes to your death. You're getting high off of urgency. And because you don't have a not now list, everything is urgent. So here's what you're doing. You keep picking the thing that makes you feel the most useful the fastest. Quick reply to a message. Quick fix to a small problem. Let me just do this small thing and it'll feel like a quick win. And then you say to yourself, at least I'm handling something. At least I got something done. At least I'm not falling behind. I'm being responsible. In this modern world, we confuse a busy man with a productive man. We confuse a busy man with a successful man. Many of the most ambitious men who never get to where they want to be in life are busy as hell chasing unimportant things. They don't have a not now list to quiet down what's urgent. Guys, not everything is urgent in your life. You know what I used to hear growing up? Don't make other people's emergency yours. Because look what happens to a competent man. The minute that people see that you're a competent man, they will put their emergencies on you. Best believe it. When people see that you're a go-getter, that you can get the job done, they will let go of trying to take care of their own life because they know you're the go-to guy. You're the one that puts out fires. You're the one when somebody got to get bailed out of jail, you're the one to call. You're the one when somebody's in debt, you're the one that's going to pay it off for them. And you spend your best years chasing all of these problems that don't even mean anything to you, but you call it being responsible. You let other people guilt you into thinking that this is just what a man does. And that costs you. What does it cost you? It costs you the mental burden of confusing busyness with leadership. You think that you're being a leader by chasing other people's problems while sacrificing your own. How can you be an effective leader if you can't lead yourself? You have to come to the realization that you cannot be an effective leader to anyone else until you learn how to lead yourself effectively. You cannot help others unless you help yourself. This is one of the biggest traps that so many men fall into. You confuse busyness with leadership. You confuse activity with progress. And what happens? You stay tired because you're always in go, go, go mode. And you think that you're making progress because your body is in motion, even though your life is staying in the exact same place. Guys, Men of Order is not for everybody. At Men of Order, these are hard truths we must confront. This is a hard pill you got to swallow. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, man, have I gone through this? Have I ever confused being busy with being an effective leader? Have I ever taken on other people's problems when I shouldn't? And I called it responsibility, the burden of being a man. Have I ever been tired working on things that have not moved my life forward? If that's you guys, if you've ever been there, put in the chat me, because we must be honest if we're going to change. You know, this is one thing that they do in the Alcoholics Anonymous program. Whenever someone is trying to let go of being an alcoholic, they say, start first by acknowledging the problem. My name is this. I am alcoholic. If you keep denying this, you're bound to repeat the same mistakes. If nothing in your life changes, you'll get addicted to being needed. No different than an alcoholic might get addicted to drinking alcohol. Again, urgent is your drug. Guys, I don't want y'all to think that cigarettes and meth are the only drugs. Urgency is a drug. Some people are addicted to being, telling you this from personal experience. I can speak for myself. I can speak for members of my family, my household. If we take a day off, we will think that we're committing a crime because you're so busy being busy. A lot of times you need recovery, you need rest, but if you've defined your life around urgency, you will do just about anything because you feel like you got to be doing something. Shout out to my brother Frederick for the $10 super chat. Thank you for supporting the work. Make sure that y'all smash that like button. Today we're talking about why everything feels urgent in your life. Everything feels urgent, and that's the problem. Not everything in your life matters. It's not always important. So, guys, let's talk about this. I want to help you understand where your life is going to be if you don't change what I'm going over in today's session. You will stay addicted to being needed. You will keep pursuing what's urgent. And as a result, you'll never build anything. Guys, we're builders. That's what men do. Men are supposed to build. But how can we build if we're always chasing the unimportant? Let me summarize the problem, the root, in one sentence. Everything feels urgent because you have no system that protects your time. A man with no system becomes a servant to noise. See, now we're going to talk about D as we apply the order method to our life's problems. Now we're going to talk about doctrine. This is the law of order. We're adding order to our lives. This is what's true, whether you like it or not. Law number one, if you don't decide, the noise will decide for you. Let me make that real for you guys. A man wakes up and doesn't choose what matters most today. So his phone chooses it. His job chooses it. Other people choose it. And then he wonders why he feels used. He's constantly complaining that he's being used, but he doesn't see the part that he has to play. And then he wonders why this happens to him. No decision means no control over your life. I got a question for you guys. Who decides your day on most days? You or other people? Be honest. If it's you, type me in the chat. If it's other people, type them. Who decides your day on most days of the week? While you're doing that, I'm going to show you law of order number 2. Real leaders have a not now mindset. This one is big, guys. If you miss this one, you've missed the mark of the entire session. Real leaders have a not now mindset. You know the reason why this one is so heavy? Because I know what some of y'all are thinking right now. Man, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Real leaders have a not now mindset. Real leaders are go-getters. Real leaders take action. They get to things immediately. And when you think that with no nuance, you know what happens? You end up jumping at everything, thinking this is what a leader does. Man, this is what productive people do. They just get straight to it. This is what successful men do. They get it done and they make it happen right now. That's a lie. I'm telling you the things that they won't tell you. Real leaders have a not now mindset, not because they're lazy, but because they're strategic. They're wise. They understand that if you are a provider as a man and you don't have a not now mindset, you are sabotaging your life to become a provider who does not have peace. You cannot have peace as a man if you're constantly chasing everything. The two don't even go hand in hand. How can you have peace in your life if you're constantly chasing everything? In order to have peace, you've got to say no. You've got to say no more than you say yes. You've got to say no to the wrong thing, and you've got to say yes to the right thing. But here's the catch. What if there's more than one right thing? Now you have to have enough wisdom and discernment to say yes to the best thing. And that's exactly why real leaders have a not now mindset. Here's what it looks like when you don't have a not now mindset in your life. You get a request from someone. You feel the pressure. You say yes too fast. Not because you want to do it, but because you don't have language for not now. So you carry everybody else's timing. You carry everybody else's weight. And guess who pays for that? You pay for that. Your family pays for that. Your life, your legacy, your dreams, your goals, your vision pays for that. If you cannot say not now, you will always be behind. So I want you to type not now if you know you need to say this. Now, guys, I'm going to put this link out there again one more time because I want to make this real for you guys. As we go through today's session, I'm going to show you how you can stop making your life feel so urgent. Right now, you're running around thinking everything is urgent, everything is important, and that's exactly the reason why it's so hard to move forward. If everything is urgent, then nothing matters, nothing is important. Real leaders have a not now mindset. And you know what comes after we understand the right doctrine to make progress in our lives? We now execute. Tonight's plan is called the fireproof plan. This stops life from burning you out every single day. Many of us feel burnt out in our lives. We feel like, man, because everything is so urgent, I can't catch a break. It runs you raggedy. Tonight's plan is called the fireproof plan. It all comes down to 5 basic steps. Simple, doable, and it changes your life starting this week. This is the fireproof plan, guys. Step 1, pick one weekly win. You're picking one outcome that matters the most for your week. I need y'all to do this right now. Pick one win that's going to be the biggest accomplishment for your week. This is the outcome that matters most. Before the week begins, I want you to pick one outcome that will make you proud to accomplish. Not 10, not 5, 1. Let me give you all some examples. I finished the certification program. The proposal is submitted. I worked out 3 times this week. I had the money talk. Now my house is back under control. Guys, I want you to decide what is the biggest outcome that you can accomplish this week. Let's start off our week like this, guys. Let's get focused, because when you apply this one step from the fireproof plan, do you know what happens? It replaces vague hope. It replaces I'll try. Guys, do you know how you usually talk about your week? Somebody asks you, you know what? How are you feeling about this week? You might say something like, man, I hope it's a good week. No, we getting rid of vague hope. If somebody asks us about our week, you know what we should be thinking? This is my one major outcome. If I don't accomplish nothing else, I'm going to accomplish this. Guys, I need y'all to think with a domino mindset. We're going to go through life sometimes with a domino strategy. What's a domino strategy? If I tip over this one domino, that will tip over everything else. Every one of us has one thing in our life where if we were able to accomplish that, a lot of other problems would go away. Think about what would happen right now if you were able to achieve your goal financially. Would that fix other problems? Think about what would happen right now if you were able to fix maybe some of your marriage goals. Maybe you're going through marriage problems and it's blocking your productivity. I don't know what your is, but I do know this. I know that you have one. So if you could pick one big outcome to define your week and you actually focused on it, I know that if you got that done, it would move your life forward. and you will thank yourself for doing this. When you apply the first step of the fireproof plan, it puts your life back into control. No longer are you just guessing what kind of week you'll have. Now you have an anchor to move forward. Now you have a North Star. See, now you can say, the things that I'm doing with my life, does this help my weekly win or not? That's the reason why this step is so important. Think about how the week typically is. You get up, you're off to the races, you don't know what's about to happen, but one thing is for certain, life is going to throw curveballs at you. Because you don't have one weekly win, you have no way of judging whether or not the things that you give your time and attention to is taking you any closer to your big outcome or not. And you can't blame life for that. You can only blame yourself because you didn't take the time to define your outcome. When you define your one weekly win, now when you go through your week, you can stop and ask yourself, does this help my weekly win? Yes or no? Does this push my biggest outcome forward? I need you to do this, chat. Don't just sit up and listen to me. This is for you. I want you to type your weekly win in the chat right now. Have that courage. Even if you only describe it in just a few words, type something, guys. Take action. Defining your week will take you very far because guess what, guys? Our weeks become our months. Our months become our years. Our years become our decades. Our decades become our life. If you want to have a great life, it's going to be the result of your weeks. I'm trying to set you up to benefit from the compound effect of great weeks. To you, this is just a week. But to your life, this is everything. Because if you can make a habit of doing this every week, guess what? You win. Even if you're only able to achieve your weekly win half of the time, you still win because you're still so much farther than you would have been without it. Guys, so many people go through their life without this knowledge, and then they feel depressed because they have talents, they have gifts, and it never comes to fruition. They never teach this in school. Their family members don't know it. Their friends don't know it. And they feel like they're going through life aimless. Guys, I promise you, if you can make this a habit, your life will move forward. Identify what is your one weekly win for this week. And now we're going to show you how to make the most of the fireproof plan. Shout out to y'all for letting me know in the comments section what is going to be your weekly win this week. Seize the Day 2011 says, master my skills portion for my CDL training. Perfect. I love it. Sister Hannah says, work on business plan. Love that, Sister Hannah. Stay focused. Sis Shemaya says, complete 13 edits for submission. Wow, 13 edits. That's amazing. And I hope that you're able to accomplish that, Sis Shemaya. Way to set a big goal. Guys, we got to dream big. We got to think big. And this is where it begins. Guys, if you're getting value from this fireproof plan, make sure that you support the work. Smash the like button, share it, tell a friend. This is what's going to press your life forward. Look at what Brother Frederick said: to make the time to take my wife out and spend some quality time. Hey, that's an honest win. A lot of times as men, we get so caught up in everything else. The woman that matters the most ends up getting put to the back burner. Guys, see, this is why this matters. Because Frederick, he could get so busy. If he doesn't stay focused on whatever the weekly win is, guess what gets pushed to the side? His family, his priority, his loved ones. And guys, that can only last for so long. Mrs. Israel says, develop an automated workflow for one of my time-consuming weekly tasks. Mrs. Israel, I hope that you achieve that goal. I'm going to be praying on that goal for you. I pray that God keeps you focused and relentless towards getting that done. Guys, I'm praying for y'all. This is what I need y'all to focus on. Define your week. Don't let life define the week for you, guys. You take control. Y'all ready for step 2? This is just step 1 out of 5. That's how I know it's going to change the game for you. Step 2, use the 3-question priority filter. Guys, this is critical because I know that there's so many of you that are well-intentioned. You want to do great things, but of course, you need a sense of direction to move forward. The 3-question priority filter is what you're going to use anytime something pops up in your life. This only takes 10 seconds, guys. This is how it works. When something pops up in your life, before you take action, I want you to ask, is it truly on fire? In other words, yeah, I know that this is loud. It's making a lot of noise. It's getting my attention. But will someone get hurt if I don't attend to this? Will money get lost? Will something break as a result of me not doing this? This is the fireproof plan, guys. Is it truly on fire? Why is this so important? Because people will make you think that everything is an emergency. People will make you think that everything is a fire, and they will put that spirit on you, and you will be out here running around like a chicken with your head cut off, putting out fires that make no difference to anyone. Hell, half the time you try to put out fires for other people just so they can spark the fire all over again. They only come to you with the fires because they know you'll put it out. And for some people, it's entertaining. Some people like to see you jump through hoops for them. Is it truly on fire? Before you waste your best hours attending to the fire, is it a real fire? Is somebody going to die? Is somebody going to get hurt? Is there going to be something dire that's going to happen? If not, you might want to consider that before you drop everything and hop to this urgency. Maybe the reason why everything feels urgent in your life is because you don't ask this question. You just go off and do. Here's the next question. Is it mine? Is this my priority? Or am I rescuing somebody else from what they should handle? You know, when it comes to my wife, one of the biggest things that I always try to get her to focus on is, hey, is this yours? Because you got to communicate to other people. Hey, I got this to do. I got this to do. I got this to do. I got that to do. But you know what happens? A lot of times she'll get so bombarded with everybody else's fires. And then I'll pop up and say, hey, this important thing over here, did it get done? Well, see, what had happened was this was going on, this was going on, this was going on, this was going on. That's where you got to push back and say, hey, I hear you. You think this is urgent, but this isn't mine. And a lot of times people will push stuff on you because they're lazy and they don't want to do it themselves. They're smart enough to do it themselves. Why they got you doing it? They got the same 24 hours in a day that you got, but they do that because they know that you will do it. They'll know you won't say no. Is it mine? Or am I busy trying to rescue somebody else from a mess that they done made? Guys, I'm not telling you to not care about people. I'm a church leader. Caring for other people is my life. But you know one thing that I've learned? It's hard to help people who will not help themselves. It's dangerous to help people who will not help themselves. Someone could be drowning and they can pull you down with them, and you can drown. Is it mine, or am I busy trying to save somebody else? Not everybody else is trying to be saved. And just because somebody asked to be saved, it doesn't mean that you should save them. Sometimes you saving them is what's keeping them stuck in the first place. You're enabling them. Sometimes the only way that a person will learn how to fix their own problems is by letting them go through their problems themselves. I'm always thankful that my mother had the courage to let me go through homelessness in college so that I could learn how to be a man. If there was one thing that I could thank my mother for, it would be that. Thank you for not bailing me out of that problem. She had warned me, Uzziah, don't go off of the campus and go and get some type of frat house or something like that. Let the school cover your housing, son. You're there on a scholarship. No, mom, you don't understand. You know what? I'm in college. I got to have fun. I got to do this and that. Son, I'm telling you, don't get off this on-campus housing. You're on scholarship. If money tightens up, what are you going to do? Sure enough, what do? Dumb, silly me. I get off the on-campus housing. It's my senior year. I want to go out with a bang. And then what happens? Second semester, frat brother stops paying bills. I'm trying to put out other people's fires. I got it. I'm taking out of my savings to go now and make sure I keep a roof over my head. And then guess what happened? I ran out. Only so many months I could pay for my portion of the rent and his. And then guess what happened? Evicted from that house. And now I'm spending the rest of the semester trying to get through 6 classes to graduate as a 5th year senior, and I don't have my own place to stay. By far one of the most stressful times in my life. And do you know what I did? The minute I found out I was getting evicted, guess who I called? I called my mom. Mama! They about to evict me, mama. They about to evict your baby boy. Come save me. But son, didn't I tell you before you got off of the on-campus living not to get off of that? Yeah, mama, you did, but son, when I told you not to do that, and you still did it anyway, you did it because you're a man, right? Yeah, I did. Well, go be a man now. Go figure it out. And guess what, guys? I needed that suffering. I needed every bit of pain that came from it. I needed to finally go through life with no safety net so that I would finally mature in such a way to where I would not put myself in that situation ever again. Guys, I'm sharing this with you because sometimes you're trying to help other people by solving their problems, and you're doing more harm to them than good. Some of you guys know it in your heart of hearts. If you really were trying to help them, you would love them enough to let them struggle because it's for them to learn and grow. When it comes to my children, I don't bail them out of every problem. And they're little kids. I let them go through controlled situations where if I see, hey, you know what? You're going to have to learn this. So that way it can mature you. But if every time they go through a problem, I'm quickly, no, baby, don't do this. No, baby, daddy got you. That's how they become incompetent adults. You owe it to yourself and them to let them help themselves, guys. You got to learn how to say no and pick the right yes. Mrs. Israel says, this is such an important story. I have to do a better job of letting people hold on to their own responsibilities. Facts. And then you'll be surprised how quickly they learn and how that will improve them, how they will level up. You might complain, man, you know what? How come this person doesn't have this skill? How come this person don't have that skill? Because you're not letting them figure it out. Once they figure it out, then they'll develop the skill. Guys, let's go into the third ask. Does it help my weekly win? Remember, we're on step 2 of the fireproof plan. Use the 3-question priority filter. This is how you find out if the thing that's loud, demanding your time and attention, is a priority. Just because it's loud doesn't mean that it's important. Does it help my weekly win? Or is it just noise? If it's not on fire, if it's not your task, and if it doesn't help your biggest win, it does not get your same day energy. Notice what I said there, guys. Same day energy. You already have your day mapped out. Why? Because you're a man of order. And you cannot let people so easily throw off your day. If it is an emergency, okay, situations happen. I can get with that. But if it's not a fire, if it's not your fire, if it's not pushing your life forward, it should not have the power to sabotage your day. It doesn't get same day energy. Doesn't mean that you can't ever do it. It just means that it's not getting done today. And guys, when you do that, do you know what that replaces? It replaces guilt that you feel. It replaces the guilt that you feel every time you give somebody a pity yes. Can you all relate to this? Have you ever said yes to someone not because you actually thought it would be good for you to help them? You just did it out of a sense of guilt. You did it because either you would feel guilty if you said no, or you knew that they were going to guilt trip you. This replaces you going through your life with a guilty conscience, you going through the 3-question priority filter. I said no, and that's okay because nothing was truly on fire. Before I said no, I discovered whether or not it was an actual fire. It's all good. I said no to this, and it's okay because it's not moving my biggest win forward. And I got to lock in. I got to focus. You owe that to yourself. It also replaces panic decisions. Now you no longer have to make rash decisions all in a state of panic. Now you have a system to help guide you to the right decision to make. So, how is this going to change your life this week, guys? It's going to change your life because you're going to stop treating everybody's message like it's a command. Type me if you need this filter. Colleen says, just because it's loud doesn't mean it's important. That was a bar. Can you relate, sister? Let me know. Let's go into step number 3. Write 3 decision rules so you stop re-deciding. You waste a lot of time re-deciding. Now you're going to write 3 decision rules. Decision rules are simple lines for you to live by. Here are some examples. You can either use mine or make your own. These are just examples. I don't answer non-emergency text messages during family dinners. I don't add new tasks after 3 p.m. to my day unless it's on fire. I don't say yes on the first ask when someone has a request of me. I say, let me check and I'll get back to you. If it can wait 48 hours, it goes on the list. If it can wait 48 hours, it doesn't mean jump to it right now. It goes on the list. Those are decision rules. I want you to write 3 rules for your life. Put them in your notes app and follow them for the next 7 days. Because when you do this, guys, it replaces constant on the spot thinking. When you apply this step, your brain gets quieter because the rule already made the decision for you. Type rule if you need rules to help your life move forward. I know I need them. I live by them, and I make sure everyone in my circle knows it. The rule already made the decision for you. For all of my busy people that are out there, you feel like you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. You need more decision rules. If you constantly feel like everything is urgent, everything feels urgent because you don't have enough decision rules. I just need you to remember that. You don't have to play the guessing game every time something comes up. Should I do this? Should I do that? The rule has already made the decision for you. Your job is to create decision rules that are productive for your life and stand on it. Because the minute that you do that, now your life moves forward faster. Now your life becomes more efficient. And if your life is more efficient, that means that you can get to success faster. It means you can get to the win faster. You got to make decision rules, guys. Let's go to step number 4. Build your not now list so that your brain stops carrying this weight. I need you guys to free yourself of this weight because this is where your peace comes from. Make a list called Not Now. Put anything that you keep reopening on that list. That new business idea, put it on the Not Now list. The big home project, put it on the Not Now list. Major trip planning, a new workout plan, a big career move. These are all not now lists. Now, again, I know what you're thinking. Uzziah, why would I take all of these big opportunities and put it on my not now list? Because you can't do them all at once. And you're so busy flirting with all of these ideas that you don't move forward on any one. Y'all have probably seen this happen when I've talked to guys in past sessions. I've talked to guys who they have these big aspirations and big dreams, 3, 4, 5 different plans. But they're so busy thinking about all these different plans, they don't move forward on any one of them. And I always tell them, hey, slow it down, put these 4 on your not now list, take action on this one. It doesn't mean that you don't do the other 4. It means that something has to rule the day. Take your different ideas, put it on your not now list, and then add a date. You know which ideas should not get worked on right now. Put it on that list. Not now. Revisit March the 1st. Not now. Revisit this April the 1st. When you do this, it stops your mind from constantly spinning. It replaces, I should do this, I should do that, I should get this, I should get that. And it starts making things definite. Guys, it's about moving forward to the next step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. This is you getting your life in order by you having a not now list. So what will change in your life if you actually do this? You stop dragging unfinished decisions everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you're constantly thinking about something that you haven't moved forward on, and it's haunting you. Free yourself from that torment, guys. Put it on the not now list. Let's move forward. I want you to type list. If your head is full of ideas and plans, you know who you are. If you're the type of person where, man, I got all of these ideas. I know this will work. 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 Do yourself a favor. Have a not now list. Type list right now in the chat if your head is full of ideas and plans. This will help you guys. I promise. Look at what Colleen says. I needed to hear this. I have too many ideas and it can be overwhelming. The not now list makes so much sense. And see, this is the reason why you're doing yourself a favor, because the not now list is not the never do list. It's just the not now list. See, the reason why we find ourselves so overwhelmed is because the minute an idea comes to our mind, we want to take action on it. We wish that we were living in the success of it right now. And so you end up having to work on other things while this thought stays in your mind, and it haunts you. Man, I'm working at this job because I got to pay these bills, but I'm not able to move forward on this business. It haunts you. Free yourself from that haunting and be productive. Instead of you constantly daydreaming about what you haven't done, put it on a list and add a date so that way you know exactly when to do it. That way you're able to do everything in order. Brother Frederick says list. The God 4513, shout out to you, says list. Brother Brandon says list. We got to have a list. This is what ordered men do. They put lists together so that way they know what to do and when. Guys, now step 5. Protect 2 blocks on your calendar. This is the fireproof plan to protect your week. This is how you have a solid week of productivity. Protect 2 time blocks on your calendar, 1 for progress and 1 for planning. Now, guys, if you did not watch my last session, I need you to go back and watch it. because this session builds off the last. On the last session, I told you guys the importance of having time blocks so that you could achieve your highest outcomes. Here, we're building on that by you having two specific blocks, one for progress, like we talked about on the last session, but now you're going to add on another time block for planning. So here's what you're going to do. Going back to what we discussed during the last session, you're going to have a progress block. This is going to take 60 to 90 minutes. During this 60 to 90 minute time block, you're going to be focused on your number one biggest win. What is the number one thing that will push your week forward, your one weekly win? Let's put a progress block on that to make sure that we act on it. You've already written down what the number one win is for the week. Now we got to start working on it. But now what you're going to do in the second block of time is you're going to review what's on fire. What tasks are yours and not someone else's? What moves the one biggest win forward for your week? And what not now? What not now? What needs to be postponed? It's not going to happen right now. This is going to be your plan block. And guys, I'm making it lighter for you. This one's not going to be a 60 to 90 minute time block. This is a 20-minute interval where you're just sitting down and making sense of your life. See, when you don't have a 20-minute plan block, everything just kind of meshes together. Now you're going through what's on fire, what tasks are yours, what tasks are somebody else's, what's your number one thing? What are you not going to attend to right now? What's going to go on the not now list? You just got to organize that, guys. This is a time just for planning and organization so that you can be more productive, not busy, productive. And when you do this, do you know what that's going to change in your life? It's going to change all of your random effort. It's going to change you going through the cycle of putting out all of these fires. And now you have to stay up until the wee hours of the morning playing catch up for what matters. That's what happens. You will spend all day in meetings, putting out other fires. Now everything of significant weight is being tucked to the nighttime. Because now people stop calling you. Now the very people that you helped, they went to sleep while you're left pulling an all-nighter to carry your weight and theirs. When you do this, it helps you get more rest so you don't have to spend so much time playing catch up at night. Here's how this changes your week, guys. You're going to lead your time instead of begging for time. You're going to be a leader of your time in life instead of begging life to give you more time. Man, there's only 24 hours in a day. Man, it's just not enough time. Well, there definitely ain't enough time the way that you manage it. Everybody got 24 hours in a day, guys. Some make more out of it. I'm giving you the tools for free so that you can change your life. You're watching this. Now is the time to take action. Guys, type block in the chat if you know you need protected time. If all of your time is so available, it's hard to do the right thing. Type block so that you can protect your time. All right, guys, I've been speaking long enough. If you want me to help you to apply this to your life, your real life, not social media, join me live on camera right now. camera on, be in a quiet spot, be ready to work through this, guys. Listen, I'm going to open up the floor here, both for men and women. You know, this is Men of Order channel, but I know you women of order, y'all be watching, y'all be involved. This is going to be a session where I'm allowing men and women to join the link. So if you want me to help apply this to your life, the link is on the screen. We got my brother Fed. Good to see you, sir.
Yes, shalom, Chief Elder.
Shalom to you, good sir. Great to see you as always.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, so you know how we do it. Let's kick this off. Please let the people know your name and where you're calling from.
Friedrich, calling from Florida.
Very good. Shout out to Florida.
Okay.
All right, brother Frederick. In one sentence, where is the firefighting showing up the worst in your life? Remember, this is all about everything feels urgent. You constantly feel like you're fighting fires. Do you feel like firefighting is showing up the worst when it comes to your work, at your house, or on your phone?
I would say I say both. I mean, as far as I say work mainly, but for like you were saying, far as I've been like that since I was little. Far as I've been a helper, you know what I'm saying, and every time somebody need help, I would jump. You know what I mean? I would jump and help them out, help them with their situation or whatever it might be, whether it's friends, uh, it could be related to work. But
Did
I've,
that
I've
ever backfire on you from time to time? Did that
oh,
ever lead to, maybe results that you didn't want?
yeah. Because now that I'm adult, you know what I'm saying, and I'm married and stuff, so it affect my marriage and stuff, my relationship with my wife and stuff, and she bring it up, you know what I'm saying, cause argument, and I've had to train myself to say no to people, you know, to do things that, like you're saying, if it's not an emergency, or if I know it's somebody's life is not in danger, I've trained myself to say no. But I mean, it's hard because it's in me to be a helper. It's
Yes,
it's, it's
sir.
hard for me to say no, but I've trained myself over the
Yes,
years. It's
yes,
getting
sir.
better. It's getting better, but the temptation is, sometimes it's there.
Yes, sir. I'm right there with you. And I got a confession to make. The reason I know these things is because I've been through it so many times myself. And I had to learn this the hard way. And so that's the reason why I'm sharing it with you. You know, a lot of times we have a heart to help and we still want to help right now. But the problem is there's only 24 hours in a day. We ain't getting no younger, and we have to be wiser with our time and energy the older that we get, right?
Yes, sir.
And like, there will be times where we'll get so caught up chasing urgent things for others, our house will get sabotaged. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
that's the reason why this is not about not helping other people. It's about putting everything in the right perspective. Again, as I said, you cannot help anyone else unless you help yourself, because you can only help others to the extent of what you have. This is actually to help build you up so you could be a better vessel to other people, even more people.
Mhm.
And so I want to ask you this, Brother Frederick. You said a little bit earlier, whenever I asked, hey, like, where is the fires showing up the most? You said, I think I heard you say both, but then
Yeah.
you mentioned work. So, okay, when you said both, You were referring to work and where else?
Um, I'll say, I mean, as far as yes, I say mainly work, mainly work.
Mainly work. Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this, Brother Frederick. What would make this conversation a win for you?
Um, just to get more understanding on when to say no and to others, not that we without feeling um what do you say without feeling wait, I'm trying to find the word
Guilty
guilty.
or
Yeah.
okay, cool. So can I ask you this? And if you need to say no, I totally understand. That's fine. Are there any examples that you can give to me of a situation where something is asked of you and you're not sure whether you should say yes or no, or there might be a time where something might be asked of you, and maybe hey, I really shouldn't get to this right now, but like you said, there might be a guilty conscience, and so you end up saying yes, and then you end up kind of putting the things that you had scheduled for your life on the back burner. Are there any examples that you can give me of this so that way I can help you in a more specific way?
I would say as far as family members, I would say an example would be whether they're as far as when they need money, and sometimes I'm not asking why they need the money, and you know what I'm saying, if, is it something urgent, and or I'll it'll back me up as far as put me behind, in other words.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely can understand. And so, kind of walk me through this. When that happens, why do you say yes?
I think mainly I say yes because I got my people in Haiti. I do help them here and there.
Hmm.
They are because I know the situation out there.
Correct.
So I was born out there, so I know the situation, and so when they do need money, I help with what I can, and I don't have the feeling that they're using it wrongly.
Hmm.
It's just sometimes I don't really have it like that. So I
Right.
need to be able to say no and try to take care of my stuff first, and then help.
Wow. This is very deep. So, let me make sure that I'm tracking. You're saying that because you come from a place where you know that the need is very serious, Haiti,
Okay.
you feel very compelled to want to help as best as you can, especially as someone, who might be in a better situation at the time. You're calling from Florida, you're not in Haiti, but you understand what that life is like. And so you
Mhm.
understand the urgency of it, and you want to help as best as you can, even if you don't always have it. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you, these kinds of situations, Brother Frederick, how often does it happen? Does this happen daily, weekly, monthly, yearly? How often does this happen?
Lately, not very often. Lately, used to every about monthly. I would say monthly.
Okay, I got you. All right. And then you also mentioned work. Can you kind of walk me through what it looks like for you at work? You said, when I asked, like, where do you get the most fires? you mentioned that you get the most fires at work. So kind of walk me through the type of situations where you're putting out fires at your work.
At work it'd be mainly they, as far as customers reaching out, can you get this real quick? Or um, yeah, I mean, customers will be reaching out as far as they want something done real quick, but it's not urgent, or they need help for free. You know what I mean? Things like that.
Mm.
Yeah. But there's people that's not on my list of the day. You know, stop. They'll say it's real quick. I'll stop real quick, real quick. Become 2 hours, 3 hours out of my day.
Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, I can see the reason why this can be an issue. So when that happens, Brother Frederick, and somebody says, "Hey, I need something real quick," and it ends up taking, hours, how does that make you feel?
I mean, at the moment, a little bit disappointed and somewhat frustrated, but I just make adjustments next time. I mean, I just make adjustment next time.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, Brother Frederick, because we've been talking for a little while now, especially with regards to business. And I want to do everything that I can to push your business forward.
Okay.
When it comes to how you position your business, what kind of business do you want to have? Do you want to be known for having a quality business, a convenience based business, or the cheapest business? If you could only choose one, which one would it be?
And quality, for sure. Quality business.
Okay. And so I'm glad that you said that, because here's what's happening. I believe that you have customers who are not looking for quality, but rather they're looking for convenience or price.
Mhm.
Everybody might say they want quality, right?
Right.
But you tend to see what they really prioritize in terms of their behaviors. So let me give you an example. When it comes to some of the companies that I work with, because I have landscaping companies that I use for my house, both for fertilization as well as for just lawn mowing. They do, and they do different things: lawn mowing, picking up the dog waste, all kinds of things, spring cleaning, fall, you winterization, the whole thing, right?
Mhm.
And so one thing that I notice with the companies that I work with, these are not spur of the moment companies. They might honor my requests if I need something,
Mhm.
but it's going to cost me, and it's got to happen at their time. And
Right.
I respect that, because I know that whenever they do it, they're going to do a quality job.
Mhm.
And what's crazy is, I've also had landscapers who maybe they might have done a job quickly. If I would have called on them, all right, yeah, we'll come out there and we'll be there soon.
Mhm.
But they didn't do a better job, or a job as good as these companies that I had now. I actually ended up replacing previous landscaping companies to go and find quality companies uh,
Mhm.
that would come on a reliable schedule. What's my point? My point is that the way that you're currently positioned, it's actually taking you away from being the quality business that you want to be.
Mhm.
Because, see, like the quality, it's not just based upon the skill that you bring to the job, it's in how the entire business is presented. When it comes to customers, customers they have a perceived value of your business. For example, if you were to go to a restaurant, and the restaurant charges $200 a plate, there's a perceived value behind that. The consumer, before they eat the food, they perceive that this business is a more quality business than a business that, just gives away all of their food for free. In fact, someone might look at a establishment that gives away all their food for free and question the quality of the food, because they might start to get suspicious and think, well, wow, why would an establishment give away all of their food for free? It must not be that good.
Mhm.
But you know what's so funny? What if the owner of that establishment said, hey, I'm just trying to help people. I actually do a good job at making good food. I have skill. The food tastes good, but I'm just doing this because I'm trying to help.
Mhm.
That owner actually sabotaged their own establishment, all in the name of help. Is
Mhm.
because we as customers, we can start to assign meaning based upon price and convenience. And so what I'm trying to express to you, Brother Frederick, is if you want to be a quality business, you're going to have to go all in. You're going to have to put out these fires
Mhm.
by not now. Hey, I need this done right now. Can you do it for me? No, not now. You're operating on your schedule, because the very people that are asking that most of the time aren't even the right customer. The right customer probably is not looking for something at the spur of the moment, especially not for free. The right customer probably is a planner and is probably more focused on a job well done than a job done immediately. They want a job done well, not a job done fast.
Yeah.
And so you gotta reposition yourself from a marketing perspective. What I want you to do as a takeaway from this call is I want you to brainstorm what are all of the things that you're doing that might be giving you bad positioning in the market, making you a convenience based business or a price based business rather than a quality business. We're making a decision. This is a quality business. That means the work is quality, the presentation is quality, the marketing is quality. When you make that decision, that's already going to start telling you what you got to say no to if you know that you don't have the right customer. And see, this is where you got to define your own standards. You have to make it known, okay, these are my business standards. This is where you add in the decision rules that we talked about earlier. You already make certain decisions. Hey, if people try to come, with this BS, I'm already saying no. If people come and they're trying to get me to go outside the scope of what it is that I do, these are the terms of the business, and you market them to the right customer. It was like I was saying on last Sunday's session that you told me you watched. When you market to the right customer, is going to repel the wrong customer. And that's okay, because even though in the short term there might be movement, you're going to win in the long term because you're going to attract the right customer, and the right customer knows other right customers. I know other people like myself who want quality landscaping done. So I can not only refer you to do business with me, I can refer you to other people, because birds of a feather flock together. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yes, sir. So we just got to stop. We got to start putting out the fires in the
Yes, sir.
business. Quality business, do quality things.
Yes, sir.
You know the market of people who are not prioritizing quality, but they want other factors. We got to now start to cut that out,
Yes,
and we
sir.
got to steer this business where it got to go. Remember, this was like I was saying before. If you don't decide what kind of business that you want to have, life will decide it for you. And guess what life is going to decide? Free, convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to come at your expense. Okay, I want to say this as well, Brother Frederick, because I was very moved by what you said concerning your family back home. My prayers are always with you as well as your family. I think one of the things that you've got to do is you've got to establish boundaries. You've gotta have a very honest conversation with your family members to let them know that you love them, and that you will support as best as you can. And you got to let them know what your boundaries are. You got to let them know, okay, hey, in this time I'm able to help. You know what? I may not be able to help for the next couple weeks. And maybe when you help the first time, you make it fair and reasonable that they cannot come to you, certain other times. Now, again, at the heart of this goes back to what I was saying to you before about um the 3-question filter. Okay, remember when we talked about that? I'm about to put it back on the screen just so that way everyone can see this again. This is very important. Within the fireproof plan, you have to apply the 3-question priority filter. Okay, in the 3-question priority filter, before you do something, you ask, is it truly on fire? Is it mine? Does it help my weekly win? Now, there might be times, Brother Frederick, where you might be asked something by your family and it's not an immediate fire that you need to put out. Maybe it can wait till tomorrow. Maybe it can wait till next week. Maybe it can wait weeks on end. Just because you feel the temptation to take immediate action, it doesn't mean that you should always do it. Because when you train your mind to always take immediate action on anything, you will start to do that for everything. The way that you do one thing is the way that you do everything. So you got to start training your mind out of that. You got to start saying, okay, hey, let me put it through this this 3-question step. Is it truly on fire? If I don't send this money right now, is somebody going to die? Okay, no. You know what? All right. Not saying no. I'm saying yes. And yes, I can help you. And I need some time to look at my finances to understand when would be the best time that I'm able to help you in a way that matters. That's very fair. Okay. It's not always yes or no. You can make it yes and to show the other party that you hear them and that you understand. But ask, is it truly on fire? Is this my issue? Does this help my weekly win? You can plug this in and see. This is the reason why I love talking to you guys about this. I love talking to men just like you about this, Brother Frederick, because for everything that we talk about in Men of Order, this is a system that you can plug into multiple areas of your life. This exact same system that I'm giving you to navigate things with your family, you can plug this exact same system in when it comes to your business and win. When it comes to these customers who have all of these demands, go through that 3-question system. Is it truly on fire? Can this person wait? Can you wait one day and then I can get to your yard? Is this my issue? Is this business request in alignment with my business objectives? Before I drop everything that I'm working on to push my business forward, remember, progress, not maintenance. Before I put myself in a tailspin, does this request actually help my weekly win? You know what your number one priority is for the week. and you cannot let others get in the way. So I want you to take what we went over today, plug it in every place of your life that has fires: work, family, the house, you name it. Plug it in and get the value.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Was this call valuable for you?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat earlier. I appreciate you for supporting the work. If it
Appreciate
be the
you.
Lord's will, we'll speak again.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So, men, did y'all see what happened there? I want you to leave me a comment and let me know if this conversation that I had with Brother Frederick was of value for you. You see, the thing that's so important that I need y'all to see is that when you take on these systems that I'm giving you, it's not just for one area. You can plug this into every part of your life. Some of you guys have fires that you're putting out at work. Plug in the system. Some of you got fires with your family. If you simply follow the fireproof plan, you can plug it into every aspect of your life where there's pressure, and you can still produce results. Remember what the steps are in the fireproof plan, guys. I need y'all to think about this. We just finished R, which was the hot seat. We had that with Brother Frederick. I'm about to give you guys the assignment for the week, and then we'll talk about receipts. But remember the fireproof plan. Pick one weekly win. Identify what's your biggest win for this week. Go through the 3-question priority filter. Before you just jump at stuff, ask. Write 3 decision rules. So that way you stop having to make so many decisions in your life that's tiring you out, and you keep having to make the same decision over and over again. Create decision rules for your life. Watch how much that alone calms your life down. Build the not now list. Yes, this is a great idea. I would love to do it. Not now. I'll do it next week. Set a specific date. You know, we're men of order here. We're very specific. We don't play around with our success. We're going to pursue the success, but it's going to be on our own time. And then you're going to put 2 blocks on your calendar. You're going to have 1 block of time, 60 to 90 minutes, focused on making progress towards the number one most important thing that will be the biggest win for your week. And then you're going to have a 20-minute block of time where you're going to plan. You're going to plan your week based on everything that you know is on your plate. What are your fires? What are other people's requests that don't concern you? What are the things that you've got to do for you? What's your biggest win for your life? Plan that during that block of time, guys. And when you do that, that's how you're able to move forward. That's how you're able to progress. Yakiden, shout out to you, man. I see you in the house. Yakiden says, I was just saying this during my team meeting. Wow, confirmation. So happy to confirm that for you. Guys, today I'm showing you why everything feels urgent and why that's a problem. Watch this session. Please do not just watch this session one time and then forget about it. Watch it over and over again. Take notes. Continue to apply it. You might start to practice the system, and you might be able to come back to it later, and you might pull more out of it the second time you watch this than you did the very first time. Okay? So, guys, this is what we're going to do. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take action as men of order. We apply the order method to our life's problems. And now is the time for us to take action. So before we go, here is your 7-day assignment. Let's do this, man. For the next 7 days, you're going to write your weekly win. One outcome, guys. Pick one. And then write 3 decision rules and follow them. Stand on it. Create your not now list with dates. Don't just put stuff on there and make it vague. Write outcomes that you want to achieve in the future, get it out of your head and put it on paper. Put it in the notes section of your phone and add dates. So that way you can free your mind. Use the 3-question filter every day for the next 7 days, guys. Remember, what are the questions? Is it a fire? Is it mine? Does this help my weekly win get accomplished? And guess what, guys? If the answer to all of those 3 questions are no, it means that you don't got no business doing it right now. Doesn't mean that you can't never do it. It just means that it doesn't take priority right now. It's not urgent. I don't care how much people yell. I don't care how much people try to convince you that it's urgent. If it doesn't pass your 3-question filter, it is not urgent to you. Do not let other people make their emergencies yours. That will hold you back in life. The most successful people in life, they understand what I'm saying and they apply this method so that way they can move the needle for them and their success. And then their success is used to help other people because now you have more to give. Now you are able to help more. There's always this Jay-Z line that stuck out to me. He said, I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. So I got rich and gave back to me. That's the win-win. You cannot help people if you're at the bottom yourself. You're only going to help them get to the bottom. That's why you got to be able to help yourself. And when you help yourself, you're truly helping others because you're becoming a better vessel, guys. None of us are on here to be selfish. None of us are out here all for self. We love other people. We serve other people. We're men. Our job is to lead and guide for others. This is the best way to do it. So this is what you got to do, guys. Write your weekly win. Write your 3 decision rules. Create your not now list with dates. Use the 3-question filter every single day. And protect 1 progress block this week. Okay? That's it, guys. This is no rah-rah fancy talk. This is order. And I want receipts. That's how you're able to pay this forward. For everything that you got from this free session, what I want in exchange is for you to come back to this video and type in the comments, done. I want you to tell me the decision rule that you picked. I want you to tell me how you practiced it this week. I want you to show me the proof. And I want you to tell me how your life changed this week, guys. That's the best way that you can appreciate what we talk about in these sessions is to go and live it in your life. You owe it to yourself to do this for your life. You're always looking out for everybody else. This is God's way for somebody to look out for you. Love yourself enough to apply this, guys, not just watch it. And then once you got the result, come back on this video, leave me a comment, and let me know how it changed your life for the better. Guys, remember this. A disciplined leader is someone who people can count on. Not because he's always available, because he's steady, he's consistent, he's clear, he's a decision maker. He decides effectively, and he protects what matters most. That's what makes a great leader. Does your family matter the most? Your family doesn't need you operating out of order. They need you at your best. Wherever you work, they don't need you panicking all day. They need you operating like a high performer. They need you to lead your time like a man. That's what Men of Order is all about. When you live your life in firefighting mode, everybody gets a lesser version of you. When you put rules in place, the people who matter the most, they get the best out of you. All right. So, guys, I'm going to see y'all on the next session, which is going to be Tuesday, February 24th at 8 p.m. Central. Lord willing, I'll see you there. Come back with proof, guys. Support the work, support the channel. Let's keep this thing going. The God 4513, shout out to you. You said thank you as always. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the platform. Thank you for supporting the work. Brother Frederick says, I appreciate this lesson, much needed. Thank you. Again, thank you. Thank you to everyone who smashed the like button. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel and turned on the notification bell so that way you can receive an alert whenever we have another session. Guys, these sessions are Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. It's all for you. Get on the sessions, apply it, and watch your life change. I want to give a special shout out to my brother Frederick for giving a $10 super chat. He is the sponsor of today's session. Guys, if you got value out of this, please support the work. Cash App, super chat is very, very much appreciated. Okay. I'm going to put the Cash App on the screen so that way, if you guys do want to send a Cash App, you know how to do it. Is $ Gen Wealth Podcast. Okay. That's the Cash App, Gen Wealth Podcast. You can Cash App. Even if you're not watching this live, you can still support the work. You can also support the work here on YouTube by doing a super thanks. Just tap the thanks button under the video. Brother Brandon Fowler says, thank you for taking time out of your day to help us men level up. Hey, I'm trying, Brother Brandon. I'm trying. If you don't get anything out of this, I don't know what to tell you, man, because this is happening 3 times a week. I'm giving you guys my tools. I'm giving you guys my systems. I'm giving you guys the very strategies that I used to help me pay off $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college. That's what I did in my 20s. I'm giving you guys the tools that allowed me to be a best-selling author in my 20s. I'm giving you guys the tools and the systems that I use to set up my own business, retire from corporate America, become a real estate investor. It's all right here. Colleen says, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the support. Okay. Thank y'all. Love y'all. See y'all on the next session this Tuesday. Put your rules in order. Get your life together. Come back telling me about the progress that you made because you applied the progress block. Because men who lead well don't just talk, guys. They take action. Until next time, walk in order, brothers. Peace.